Hello friends and fellow gamers, it's MKxJUMP here, and today we're checking out this week's Heroic Summons event for Idle Heroes. We have a new hero, Onkirimaru, I believe his name is, and we're going to be checking him out as well, just having a quick discussion about what I think. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but give you guys my original thoughts and opinions. But before we get into all of that, guys, I'd love to give a shout out to 3 new individuals who've decided to back me on Patreon. So, shout outs go to Cody Landon, Daniel Smith, and Sparse. Thank you so much to your support. Every little penny you guys contribute to this channel really helps me to keep doing this, so thank you so much to everybody. And if you want to help support me financially, why not consider clicking that link up there or down below in the description to get some more details. Also, $3 patrons or higher get access to privileges on Discord, including account reviews. So if you're curious how account reviews work, that is probably the most cost-effective way that you can get yourself an account review right now. So again, go click Patreon, go check that out, and guys, hopefully you might find that you might want to support the content I make here. Anyway guys, let's go check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. With this being a Heroic Summons event, we get 3 Heroic Summons every day for logging in. That's going to be 21 scrolls throughout the week for free, which you can use either now or later in a future event. Basically, these scrolls can be used in the Summon Circle to get some cool heroes, and always use them during a Summon event. I have to stress that. There's a load of people out there that don't use them during Summon events, and it can be quite problematic. But overall, it's pretty fun, it's pretty good. Get those scrolls, 21 a week, really standard for a Heroic Summons event. You shouldn't be surprised by this, but make sure you log in every day and grab them. So that, my friends, is pretty cool. Now, let's go mosey on across and take a little look-see at what else is in store. So let's look at the main event to start. We have the Palace of Eternity. This should be no surprise to you. We can swap any of the 5 last heroes we had, that's Gloria, Andrea, Waldeck, Fiona, and Eloise, into the brand new hero. So if you have a copy, you can pop in the hero you want, whether it's Gloria, and it costs 10 for each replacement. Now let's say you have an E5 hero, you can swap an E5, but that's going to cost as many copies as the new hero that you need. That's going to be 90. So if you guys do go ahead and spend 90 to get the new hero, awesome, go ahead. But you don't have to, guys. There's no obligation, and it is quite hard to get these crystals. If you're curious how to pick them up, every time you do 400 summons, you will get 5 crystals. So for 400, you get 5, 800, you get 5, 1200, you get 5, etc., etc. However, you'll see below that you can unlock an additional area that gives you 15 more crystals. However, to get this, you need to buy the $100 package up here that gives you the Palace Key. And that key will unlock these lower stages, and each key will only unlock one. So the first time you buy the key, you'll unlock the first one, then the second, then the third. So to get maximum value, if you were going to buy that $100 package, I would encourage you to use your scrolls. If you were going to buy all 5 of them, obviously it's a good idea to do 2,000 scrolls because you'll get all of the rewards. There's no point paying for something you're not going to use. Anyway, on the topic of paying for things, let's go see what else we have for value packages. So it's all pretty standard. It's all just gems and Heroic Summon scrolls. So this is nice. It's pretty solid value. You're getting a lot of scrolls for your money, much more than they used to give. 150 is a lot, man. When I started this game, they only used to give 70 in an $100 package. So count yourselves lucky nowadays, guys. You get a lot more stuff for your buck. And also, guys, don't forget, go and do Sky Labyrinth. Make sure you've entered in and claimed all your rewards from here if you haven't already. Anyway, let's scroll on down. You'll see we have another package you can purchase called the Gift from Olivia. This is 10,000 gems, 100 scrolls, 200 million gold, and a 5-star luxury selection chest. And that's going to cost you 50 bucks, granting you 2,500 VIP points. Now, why do I stress the number of points? Well, it's because the Moonlight Gift is here as well. And this gives you rewards depending on how many points you accumulate this week. So, for that 2,500 points you get for buying the Olivia package, you're also going to get 30 Glorious Relics and another 5-star hero selection chest. So that's amazing. And this includes Onkirimaru, the brand new hero. And let's go check if the Gift from Olivia does as well. It does. So you can actually go ahead and pick up 2 Onkirimaru copies for spending 50 bucks. If that's something you're interested in, well, there you go. You can do that. A lot of people ask, is this package good value? I think it's fairly good. I will probably buy this on the VIP series, but that's mainly because the Moonlight Gift is here as well, so it gives me extra bang for my buck, which I'm not going to complain about. If you want to spend a little bit more and go up to 5,000 VIP points, you get more relics, and you get a light and dark selection chest, which includes Andrea. Very nice. And if you wanted to spend so much as to do 7,500 VIP XP, which is around 150 bucks, that's going to get you 80 Glorious Relics and a mysterious artifact selection chest, which includes Snowheart. Now, Snowheart got even more interesting with the release of the new tower update, Tower of Dream, and that's because the opponents in there are very quick. An upgraded Snowheart will slow down these opponents and potentially make your chances of beating these opponents a little bit easier. So that could potentially be something worth considering if you wanted to get yourself multiple copies of Snowheart and run an energy hero that also slows down the opposing team. Very nice. Now, let's go take a look at the hero lottery. It's pretty simple. Every time you get a copy of the new hero, you'll get a set of 3-star armor. Very standard. You can use this armor to basically just disassemble it and get those currency that can be used to attune resonance gear. If you don't know what I'm talking about, head over to the blacksmith and you should find it in the hero resonance section. You can see that it requires resonance to attune. It's going to cost you 1 million every single time. And to get this currency, you have to go and disassemble equipment to grab it. So this 3-star gear here grants quite a lot. It gives 4.7 million, which is quite good considering you only need 1 million a swap. So that's 4 swaps for each piece. So that's not bad. I think that's pretty good value. And it's a very comfortable thing to use with your 3-star armor because there really wasn't a use for it before this happened. So yeah, that update was quite nice. That was a few months ago now. But just reminding you folks, if you're new to the game, that that's a thing you can do. Now, let's go take a look at the exchange event. You get Andrea and Tussalago as our rewards in the altar. I don't think this is that good. Andrea is good, don't get me wrong. Andrea is a fantastic healer, really strong light hero. But Tussalago isn't that good. Tussalago hasn't really impressed. Tussalago is mainly a damage dealer that just fails to perform up to what you'd want from a damage dealer. So a lot of people don't like Tussalago as a hero, and giving her again as a reward. We had one last week. We had one the last time I believe there was an altar mission. They're just throwing Tussalagos at us. I moaned about this last week, so I'm not going to do it too much today. But yes, you can pick up Tussalago if you want. Yes, you can pick up Andrea. Is it worth it? It entirely depends on whether you want to build these heroes. Andrea is good. You probably do want to build an Andrea at some point, but Tussalago, probably not. Now, let's look at the main thing for this event. This is the summon prizes. So every time you do a heroic summon this event, you will get additional rewards. 50 summons will grant you some Prophet Orbs and some Scrolls, the same for 100, and 200 will get you Prophet Orbs and Scrolls as well as a copy of Bloodblade. 300 is going to get you Prophet Orbs, some Soul Symbols if you needed to replace or regress heroes, and also you get yourself a Core of Transcendence. Very nice. Cores of Transcendence can be used in the Void. If you don't know what that is, guys, you need to build an E5 hero first to use it. That doesn't make it bad value. Cores of Transcendence are phenomenal and absolutely brilliant, and I've got plenty of videos of where we've opened cores and bought them. I mean, check out the VIP series. We're just always buying cores every day, which is pretty good. 400 points is going to get you a copy of Onkirimaru, the brand new hero. That's how you pick him up this event. And finally, for 500 points, you're going to get 15 Glorious Relics and 1 Core of Transcendence. You could do this up to 4 times, so you can spend a total of 2,000 scrolls going through, grabbing more scrolls, grabbing more orbs, grabbing those rewards, and grabbing 4 copies of Onkirimaru. In addition, every time you do 500 summons, you are going to get yourself a copy of Onkirimaru guaranteed. So you will, if you do 2,000 summons, get 8 copies of Onkirimaru. This is really standard for a summon event. That shouldn't surprise many of you, but I'm just putting it out there so that you know. Now, let's go see what else we have, if there's anything more to enjoy. Yes, there is. We have the Grey Dwarf's Blessing finally here. This is going to be here for the next 2 weeks. You can use this as an opportunity to pick up 5-star gear, 6-star gear, class suits, and resonance gear. Now, resonance gear is really nice once you've built your first E5 to make them a little bit more powerful. Resonance gear does give a lot of powerful stats, so don't sleep on resonance gear. However, to get it, it is very expensive. It costs a full set of class gear, 6-star armor, and 200 million gold, as well as 5,000 gems. And class suits alone cost 6-star armor, 100 million gold, and 4,000 gems. So it is a very, very pricey investment, but it will last you for the entire game. Armor doesn't stop being relevant. Classes, aren't going to stop being a thing. So resonance gear is just very, very powerful. So it's very, very good that you guys can go and pick this up. And don't worry if you can't do it now. Grey Dwarf's Blessing, once it's finished and gone, we'll have the Almost Workshop for 2 weeks, and then Grey Dwarf's Blessing will come back. So don't worry if you can't do Grey Dwarf's Blessing this month. You can always do it next month without a problem. And yeah, the last thing, I guess, is the Summer Party, which is, if I press go, it'll just take me to their Facebook page, which is fairly clever. But basically, we've just got some codes that you guys can go ahead and cash in. So if you go to the cool events, be sure to type in Summer Party. That'll get you some rewards, and as well, be sure to type in Summer as well. That will get you rewards too. Now, the rewards aren't that exciting. It is just 5 scrolls and 500 gems, as well as 5 scrolls and 500 gems. DH Games' originality when it comes to rewards has dried up, it seems. But hey-ho, that's that. And yeah, all in all, it's a pretty solid event. I love the Moonlight Gift. It rewards spenders fantastically. You get a Mysterious Artifact Selection Chest for a very good price. $150 is not bad, so I like this a lot. I think it's very kind that they're giving this away for, well, obviously a cheaper price. Normally $200 is the going rate for an artifact, so yeah, it just makes me happy. And some of you might go, oh, well, MK, I don't want to spend that much money. Fine, don't. If you're a free-to-play player, if you're a budget player, it's totally cool as well. One thing bearing in mind, though, if you did plan on spending, is you can just buy privilege cards and senior privilege cards, and they will rack up VIP points, and you can buy them ahead of time. So if you plan on playing this game for quite a while, you can get 1,000 VIP points by buying both of these, and that'll be a month of cards covered. So if you just want to get a quick 5,000 points, you just buy the next 5 months of cards, and that's you committing to 5 months of playing this game if you plan on playing it in the long term. But bear in mind, a lot of us have been playing this game for years and years and years. In my case, over 3 years now. So it's not unusual for people to do this just so that they can keep getting rewards in and buy things they were going to buy anyway and get extra rewards for it. So just bear that in mind, that that is an option if you wanted to go ahead and do that. And it counts for all purchases as well, except for the gold subscription. So yeah, anything that gives VIP points is going to really help you out. So, a lot of you are probably thinking, MK, what do you think of the brand new hero? Well, let's go check out his skills real quick. First of all, he has HP, attack, crit, armor break, and damage reduction. So crit is nice. That tells me this is going to be a potentially good damage dealing hero. You might want to build him with crit, attack, and as well, warriors gain crit too from their guild tech, so he could be a very good critting hero. So it depends how much damage he does, but I have a feeling he could be quite good. Also, HP and damage reduction are going to be really nice for making him quite chunky, and armor break means he's going to be quite good in PvE. So that all looks snazzy. Now, Blazing Wounds. His basic attack will do 300% of damage to the frontline enemies with an additional bit of damage that caps at 1500% of Onkirimaru's attack and is equal to 12% of the target's max HP. Very standard. Max HP damage is perfectly normal. This little clause here stops it getting out of hand. But generally, yeah, it's a really nice way of dealing damage to opponents. And 300% of attack is not that high, let's be fair and honest about this, and neither is his attack stat. It's not amazing. It's fairly high for a warrior, but 25,000 isn't anything to write home about. But he is a good hero, right? He's a very solid hero just off that basic attack alone. It's hitting the front line. Yes, people could dodge it by going on the back line, but you'd imagine he also has something that hits the back line too. Very similar to Asmodel the Dauntless, in fact. Now, is this going to make or break him? No, it's just a basic attack, so let's carry on looking. Here is the ability a lot of people are talking about, Enmity of Death. Upon Onkirimaru's death, he will turn into a ghost sword, possessing the ally with the highest attack and acting along with this ally. Whenever that ally does an active or basic attack, his ghost sword will chase and then follow up with an attack, dealing 500% of attack damage. And also, he'll do damage equal to 24% of the target's lost HP. Very nice. If this target is killed by the ghost sword when it attacks, Onkirimaru will revive at the beginning of the next round with all of his HP back. That's a really, really strong ability. However, it has one severe weakness. The only way he comes back is if the Ghost Sword gets the kill. Then again, you're not getting punished if the Ghost Sword doesn't get the kill, because this Ghost Sword is going to float around and help out the opponent that is using their attacks and basic attacks. And it's just going to make the attacks this hero is doing much more potent. So that's not a bad thing at all. I'm seeing this as a very interesting pairing with a Sword Flash, because Sword Flash is quite a sticky hero. Sword Flash has high healing, she has high dodge, she's difficult to remove from the board. If you boost her, which is fairly likely considering Sword Flash is probably your highest attack hero on your team, then you're most likely to have extra damage from this Sword Flash. And if Sword Flash is hanging around, eventually she's going to get a kill, and the Ghost Sword might be the thing that does it, and then Onkirimaru comes back with all his HP. Now, he already has damage reduction, which means he's going to be quite a tanky hero, and I like that. If you can bring back a tanky hero in later rounds, there is a chance he's going to just wall up against your opponent and make it harder for the heroes that they have left to kill you. Now, is this going to be a big thing in PvP? I think sustain teams will be able to take advantage of this. Teams specifically built with multiple splendid golden crowns and splendid AMBs, focused on healing, focused on staying alive. It's going to be very good, I imagine, in the Trial of the Champions, because there's a lot of people that love these resurrection abilities in that kind of game mode. But is it going to be game-breaking? Is it going to be super strong? I don't think so. It's a nice addition that complements people that want to go for a sustained strategy, but is it going to work on every team? No. Now that's something I want to stress. Onkirimaru's ability here that makes him really good relies on another hero. So if you're building him as your first E5, you're not going to get this final passive in its fullness. There is no way he's going to do that as a first E5 because you just need someone else. It's not going to happen. So he's, imagine, a fantastic supporting hero in Seal Land, but that's a supporting hero. Do you really want Onkirimaru to be your supporting hero? Do you really need another hero? No, Seal Land, we want a solo with an E5. So let's go take a look at his active skill and see if this packs a punch. Well, it deals 600% of attack damage to the back row. That's okay. And then bleeds them. That's nice, dealing an extra 400% of attack. Okay, good for 3 rounds. So that's a total of 1,000% attack. That's quite nice. And it increases all allies' armor by 30% for 3 rounds. All allies includes himself, which means he's going to make himself more tanky, which is nice, and also make everyone else more tanky, which is also very nice. Now, when he's in the front, he's also going to increase frontline allies' damage reduction. That's nice. Tankier front people, that's good. So that's going to be him and whoever is next to him. And if he's on the back line, he's going to increase the back line's precision by 36%, and precision increases damage dealt, and that's for 3 rounds. Now watch out, that will trigger things like Focus's active skill, which puts down those marks, but generally Focus isn't really going to be a problem in a lot of game modes, so you don't have to worry about this. I'm just putting it out there as a potential mechanic. But the thing that this really jumps out to me as is it's going to be a really solid buff for game modes where this active skill is going to go off and work in your favor. I imagine it's going to be quite good in PvE. The bleed means it's going to synergize with Fenlyre, the wolf pet, so that's also quite nice. And I imagine he's going to be a nice damage dealer that can add a little more damage to your team. Now, he's not jumping out to me as, wow, he's going to do loads of damage. I mean, he could crit, right? You can build him for crit attack, that could work. But generally, we've seen heroes that deal this kind of damage before not be that good. Like, Tussalago was a dedicated damage dealer. She wasn't that great. The thing that sets Onkirimaru apart is this Enmity of Death ability, and again, I think the way to build him is going to be in a sustain team. I'd love to see him with a golden crown, making the most out of this damage reduction, just trying to make a chunky boy as much as possible, nice health, nice attack, golden crown, get him solid when he finally dies. Hopefully the sword will get a kill, and then he will come back and then be even more problematic for your opponent. But the thing is, that's going to require a dedicated strategy, that's going to require a lot of artifacts, and it might not even be that good. So we're going to test it out on stream today, so if you want to join me at twitch.tv, please do. Go hit the follow button, and we're going to be trying this out on one of our friends' accounts who's going to be building this and has a really, really nice lineup, so we'll be able to have a little experiment. But I don't imagine he's going to be game-breaking. In fact, I don't even think he's going to be able to clear Seal Land. I think he's going to need something like a glittery or better Kiss of Ghost to give him healing to make Seal Land clears possible. Sure, if you did all that, right, if you gave him the Kiss of Ghost, and he was able to heal like that, then maybe, just maybe, he's able to clear Seal Land on his own. But with already so many good heroes in the Shadow faction, we have Eloise, we have Ithaca, we have Tix. I think building an Onkirimaru as your first E5 is probably unwise. If you want a hero that can just straight up solo the Shadow Seal Land, Eloise exists. If you want a hero that's going to be versatile and help you pretty much right until the end of the game, Ithaca exists. And if you want a hero that's going to absolutely blow out opponents and clear the tower for you and really help in Aspen Dungeon, maybe not being able to do the Seal Lands unless you give him a Kiss of Ghost, but then of course that's kind of the same thing you'd expect from an Onkirimaru, then you want to run Tix. So if you have that upgraded Kiss of Ghost, I don't want to run Onkirimaru in that situation. I want to run a Tix. So it's not jumping out to me as a hero I think a lot of people are going to build. I think he's nice, he's pretty cool, but I think he's also eclipsed by being in the Shadow faction, which already has a lot of heroes. I think his only usefulness is going to be in sustain teams, and I think people that love that kind of strategy, like the high-end whales in Trial of the Champions, I think they're going to get a lot of use out of him. But besides that, we're just going to have to wait and see. Anyway, that's Onkirimaru, that's my thoughts. Let's go take a look at the event preview for next week. Well, it's pretty standard. We have Imp's Adventure. Great event. We love it. You need 4,500 gems, so make sure you've saved us some gems for that one to maximize your dice rolls. Let's see the shelter mission. Ooh, isn't that lovely? We've got Sherlock, we've got Gustin, we have Rogan, very nice, and Morax. No, it's not as good as some of the previous shelter missions we've seen, mainly because Gustin and Morax are letting the side down, but Sherlock and Rogan are very, very nice. Rogan is awesome to get from shelter mission, so make sure you're getting your assassins for the Forest faction, your priests for the Shadow faction, your mages for Fortress, and your Abyss Warriors to make sure you can get all these guys in. And if you do get all those guys in, you'll get additional dice, which means you can make more progress in Imp's Adventure. But we'll talk more about that next week, so make sure to subscribe for that video. Now, Aspen is here too, as is Ada. That's nice. We're getting some good light and dark heroes now from Shelter missions. I think DH Games have changed their tune when it comes to Shelter, and we like to see it. Aspen could potentially be a very powerful hero if you wanted to clear Seal Land with him. I guess people have done it with a 6-star Aspen, which is quite funny, and then you just use him as food. Some people have even suggested that Aspen could be the next Transcendence hero. Pretty interesting. But that is after Vesa, of course. And Ada is just good. Ada is a really nice hero. I know a lot of people like to build Ada. I've seen Void 4 Adas do quite well, especially on sustained teams. So I like this. I think a lot of you might go out your way to grab these. Again, we'll talk more about that next week. And of course, Grador's Blessing carries on over from this week. Now, the thing you're looking at here, which is new, is the Qixi event. And this blew my mind. It feels like only yesterday we had the Qixi event, but it wasn't. It was a year ago now, which is crazy. That means we've been doing the free-to-play series for a year. And just sitting on stream and contemplating that blew my mind, thinking, wow, a whole year has passed by since August 2020. Crazy. But yeah, it did. It's gone. The year just disappeared. It's crazy. I've been making content for ages now. It just flies by. It's wild. But there you go. Anyway, let's look at the Qixi event. First part is going to be wishing lanterns. So during this event, we have to light up lanterns to receive blessings and win some pretty nice rewards. And if you light up an assigned number of lanterns, you'll get extra rewards as well. So that may be free to play. It may not be. We'll just have to wait and see. So be sure again to subscribe to catch my review of this. Matchmaking day is where we match heroes. So we have to light up their stuff and then match them together. And you get extra rewards. That's pretty standard. Again, this could be pretty whaley or it might not be. Depends how DH Games go about it. And finally, we have Event 3, the Magpie Bridge. During this event, you can use gems to get your preferred skins. This is a skin swap event. Yes, this is nice. So if you have any fancy event-exclusive skins, or just legendary skins that you're not using anymore, you can use this skin swap event to swap the skins you've got for other skins, which is just really nice. I love it when DH Games do this. It makes me very happy, and I think it's a very, very good thing for players. We can swap our skins. It's just good. So yeah, I love this. I think it's great. Next week's event is going to be really, really cool. This week's event looks pretty solid as well. So yeah, the final thing I want to talk about, we have the summer sign-in. Every day for logging in, you're going to get gems, 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 gems. On the 6th day, you're going to get scrolls. And finally, on day 7, you get a chest, which gives you any skin of your choice. Less exciting considering you normally get that from Imps Adventure anyway, but hey, look at that. It's an additional piece of reward that I'm not going to complain about. So there you go. That's this week's event. Let me know in the comments section what you think. Let me know what you're buying this week. Let me know if you're going to go ahead and max out that Moonlight Festival, or maybe you're just a free-to-play player. And of course, let us know that in the comments section as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic week. And of course, happy idling.